friends, it's Chelsea again. I hope that you are having a wonderful day today. I am excited to bring you all of the manga and books that I read in March of 2025. So let's just get into it. Here is my stack, minus my phone of course, of books that I read. So we're gonna go through the manga first as per usual, and my dog is here so you might see him pop into frame. And then I will talk about the 2 books that I read. So I did read mostly manga, not a ton of reads this month, but everything I read I think is pretty high on the enjoyable list. Whatever, you know what I mean. I enjoyed them a lot. So first I have Pet Shop of Horrors. This is the collector's edition, volume 1 by Matsuri Akino. Seven Seas has done some really beautiful new editions of this older series. I had never read it originally, so I came in this pretty blindly. I only knew based off of the title what this might be about. I honestly really was surprised by how much I enjoyed this. This was really fun. It's kind of giving XXX Holic, or however you say that, Clamp series. In my mind it felt very similar to that series, and I think this one came first. I'll have to put the year that Holic came out and then the year that this one originally came out on the screen so that I can know for sure which came first, because this is really much giving Holic vibes, and I didn't love that series. I gave up after the first omnibus that I read because, I don't know, I liked parts of it. Clamp usually is a win for me, but sometimes their series either get super repetitive or they're just too convoluted for me to want to continue reading them. And I think with Holic I was just bored. I didn't love it that much. This though, it takes that formula of a pet store and it sells interesting or weird animal creatures that are different. I don't want to spoil it for you because I feel like it could really spoil you if I say what I want to say. So think Holic, or think of a creepy pet store run by this person. People come in to find the perfect pet and they leave with something completely different but exactly what they're looking for. And it's really dark, very macabre, very creepy, very eerie. It feels darker than Holic and I really love it. I am kind of obsessed with this first volume at least, and I really like the main character. He starts off really brooding and like dark, and then he gets kind of goofy and flamboyant. So I'm not sure if that's like the vibe that we're going for now, or if that was just the creator deciding to change the character throughout. And I think that latter one might be the actual truth. Gorgeous cover. They've done an excellent job with this release. I definitely will be continuing this one. It's going to be a priority for me because I did love it so much. It is really creepy, so if you're someone who's like easily squeamish, there is some gore in it. It's not like the majority of the series, but there's a couple of like panels that are like, whoa, okay. But it is really dark, so I do recommend it if you are a person who likes dark stories, philosophical takes on relationships. I don't know. It's really good. 5 out of 5. Next up, I read volume 4 of Yona of the Dawn by Mizuho Kusanagi. I've been slowly making my way through this series and I did enjoy this volume. I think it's, we're getting to meet the other dragons, which is a really fun concept. We've met 2 of them so far, and the second one had a really sad backstory, the blue dragon, and I was just so sad for him. He's like so cute, and I don't know, I feel really bad for him. So had a really sad story going on, but I did really like it. So I do have the next volume and I will be continuing that one very soon. Next up I have volume 1 of How My Daddies Became Mates. This is by Mika Mita. I kind of just got this one from that video challenge of my husband buying me volume 1s to try. I ended up liking it but not loving it. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue this one. I still haven't decided. It's an Omegaverse series, and if you don't know what Omegaverse is, please do your own research on your home computer, not your work computer. And if you're an adult only, this is a mature rated series. It's a BL. I enjoyed it enough. I just don't think, I think I'm very picky when it comes to BL and GL, and I don't know why. I think it's because I guess I just expect them to be really good, and when they're kind of mid or just not as good as I want them to be, I get a little disappointed. And it's not that this was bad. It did have some sexiness in it. It had some familial fun stuff in it that was really cute. They have a daughter. It did have a full explanation of Omegaverse in it, except for maybe a couple of things. So if you go into this not knowing everything. You're going to get educated at the very beginning, so I think that's really cool that they included that. I don't know if I love Omegaverse. I've read a couple of things. This is maybe like the third thing I've read. I don't know if it's for me, but I'm going to keep trying just because I like to experience new, interesting, weird, fun things. And I think a lot of people will like this just because it feels different from what I've read in the Omegaverse or whatever. But I'm not sure if I'm going to continue. I'm still thinking about it, but we've got like two tough guys who beat each other up and then they fall in love as the usual Omegaverse way in smells and stuff. I think I gave that like 3 or 4 stars. Next up, I read Glasses with a Chance of Delinquent. This is story and art by Naruki. I absolutely love this. In my last video, or one of my last videos, I did a first impression, so please go watch that first if you want like a thorough me gushing over this series, because literally I'm obsessed. It's probably going to be one of my favorite series if it continues on the route that I think it's going with how this is written. I love it. I love a good traditional shoujo, the same thing happening over and over again. This one's a little different. The guy is like a reformed delinquent and I like that, but it's not like the most unique thing I've ever read, but for me it feels unique. I love this. It was so cute. The guy is adorable. He's hot. She's cute. They're creating a friendship first before they get into each other, so I think that's kind of unique. I just really like this. Please go watch my video where I gush about it and get a little bit more thorough in my thoughts because I can't form thoughts right now. And the last manga that I read is an adult manga. Volume 6 of Fire in His Fingertips, 18 plus only, mature content. They don't have lightsabers anymore, but there's still a little bit of censoring. I feel like it wasn't this censored in the first couple volumes, but we're still getting the sexy stuff, so no worries. This is a little more serious in their relationship. They are talking about the possibility of like moving in together permanently and marriage possibly. There's a lot more going on in here. Of course, there's, you know, the typical like not fully consensual thing going on. Like, it's hard to tell how she feels. Like, she obviously really loves this guy. I think it's just the kink, and that's all I can really say about it. But anyways, I enjoyed this series. It's just not super deep. It has like a fun plot going on with the childhood friends thing, but you're not gonna get any like really interesting dialogue going on in here. All right, well, thank you for watching. If you're only here for the manga, I appreciate you being here. But if you're here for the 2 books I read, I'll continue the video going. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All right, so I read 2 books this month. The first one was Looking Glass Sound by Catriona Ward. I don't know how to feel about Catriona Ward. I read Sundial, and it's somewhere back here behind me, over there in the corner. And I really enjoyed that one. I can't tell you a ton about the plot. I remember like the main like twisty parts of that story. Catriona Ward, in my opinion, from the 2 books I've read so far, is a very strange writer. Will lead you to think that this story is going to be about one thing, and then about halfway through or less than halfway or more than halfway through, it changes completely. This actually is about this. And I love that, but also it kind of disappoints me sometimes. Like with Sundial, I loved it. I love that that wasn't what the story was actually about. It actually turned into something completely different. I would have loved the original story that it started with, but I also really loved where it ended up going. It's almost like it's almost like they start writing a story and then change their mind halfway through and figure out how to tie it together, which I think is really interesting. I think they really enjoy subverting expectations, and the same goes for this one. I had heard this YouTuber talk about this book in a positive manner. I cannot remember their channel name. I'm so sorry. They've changed it recently, but I'll put their name here and their picture. Please go check them out. They, for some reason, don't have a lot of subscribers, even though they've been here for a long time and do really great horror and fantasy content. So please go check them out. I love their channel. But they talked highly of this book in one of their videos really briefly. And I was like, oh, I know where to find that book at my local bookstore, so I went and picked it up on sale. Like with Sundial, this made me think that it was going to be about this serial killer who kills children, kidnaps them, takes weird photographs, blah blah blah, and this group of friends, and maybe one of them gets killed, or maybe like they're involved, or maybe one of them's the killer. You know, it made you think that's what the story was going to be, but then it turns into something completely different. And this took you, like, I explained the full story the second I finished it to my husband because I wanted to get his thoughts just from a rando point of view. And holy crap, when you say it out loud, when you literally explain this whole book out loud, you sound like crazy. You sound insane because it just goes to 500 different, you could do a full corkboard display of this book. because you start off with the kids and you're doing this really fun, scary summer story, and then you turn into like a time change, and then there's so many characters and there's so many side plots and there's so many betrayals and so many like weird things going on. I like it. I think my overall vibe is that I did enjoy this, but it's also, what the hell did I just read? You know? And I don't know how else to describe Catriona Ward's books so far, is what the heck did I just read? That seems to be a fever dream is what I kind of get from their books. And overall, I do recommend. I think it was a fun ride, but it was very jumpy. So if you're a person who likes their books to be very structured and straightforward and be one story, this might not be the book for you. But if you don't mind a story kind of jumping like a comic book would jump timelines, then I think you might enjoy this. It was really good. The writing's great. I enjoyed the main character a lot. He was very interesting to me. I think I could read multiple books from that character's point of view personally. So I do recommend it personally. It was creepy. It was sad. It was sad. It was scary. It was really fun for me. And the last book that I read this month was for a challenge that I'm not sure if you've seen that video yet. I don't know what order I'm uploading, but I read my first Goosebump book that I've been rereading for this video challenge, where I'm reading 5 Goosebump books, and then I'm going to give myself a personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut, just like I was a kid, you know, when you would get AR points if your school did that kind of program. I know that everyone had different names for it. Ours was like AR or whatever, and you read, you take a test, you get points, and then you use your points for prizes. And then at the end of the year, if you get so many points, you get like a free pizza, or you get like ice cream or something. There were like 4 different things we could get, and I just remember the pizzas and the ice cream the most. But I picked Say Cheese and Die. I have a pretty extensive 90s covers collection of Goosebumps, and I want to continue it and finish the collection with these covers specifically if I can. But this is the one I chose first because I had never read this one. I did see a Goosebumps episode. I'm not sure if it was the first one or the second one, but I did see something about a camera in a Goosebumps episode from the old show. So I love this. This was really fun. There were some really scary moments in this, especially when they were running from the spider guy, whatever they called him. That was really spooky. There's a camera that's haunted essentially, and the kid who steals the camera, he doesn't know if it's the camera's haunted and cursing people, or if it predicts the future or what, because when he takes pictures of people, he sees bad things happening to them in the video, or he sees like scenes that are not happening when he takes the photograph. So it's really creepy, and then you find out like what the whole plot is. And in my video, I'm gonna fully spoil it for you, but I don't want to do that in this video in case you do want to read it. I do have a good time reading this, spoiling it, and just experiencing my childhood and the nostalgia of how I fell in love with reading through the Goosebumps books, because this is one of the first things that I did read as a young kid, and it made me love horror. And then Fear Street came after that. So yeah, I was absolutely an R.L. Stine kind of gal, and I love reading middle grade to YA, younger YA horror and thrillers. So this was really fun. I do recommend reading it if you want to give it a try, and let me know what your favorite Goosebump book is and which Goosebump book I should read next for my challenge. But yeah guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that you found something new that you want to check out. Let me know what you read this month. I would love to know what you guys have been reading lately. I've had a pretty slow start to the year. For some reason, I normally kick up later in the year with my reading. I don't know what it is about the beginning of the year. It's probably job related, but I do have a lot of things that I'm reading currently. I'm reading like 4 things at once right now. So next month, hopefully, will be a very, very large wrap up video. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe and read your books and manga. Don't just haul and let them sit on your shelves. Actually read them, okay? I know it's really hard. It's fun to go shopping, and it's hard to sit down and read when you either watch content a lot like I do, or you just like to go shopping more than read them. We all have our different ways that we like to collect manga and books, and some people collect to have a collection, and some people collect to have good reading. So I don't judge either way, but read some of your manga and your books. But anyways guys, I'll see you soon. Have a great day. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you next time.